I'm stronger than the vine that gets to me. Drugs, love, and everything in between. Tried running, but I can't get off my feet.
Hey, we're Ready the Prince, and this is Flea Normality Talks.
So, Ready the Prince started in 2012. This is about a year or two after Dan and I had an acoustic duo that shall be nameless. It was called the Science Club, and we just decided we wanted to pursue a rock band because we were sick of just being an acoustic duo. Yeah. Well, there's a legitimate moment that happened.
Okay, tell it.
We were sitting. We were at a show. Our friends. They were in a band called The Family, and they weren't like a rock band, but like they were
They had a drummer.
They had a drummer, and like they had this band, and it was just amazing. And like they were big influences on me when we were starting out too. And it was just like people were dancing, and it was just like this show, and we were like, man, like we want that. Like the acoustic duo was great though, but it was very different. Like no one really took us seriously in a way. Like it was just like, who are these guys with these two guitars? But like we didn't play like a normal acoustic duo, so it was cool. But it just didn't feel like, because I always played bass in high school, and Dan always played electric guitar in high school. So it was like those were our first instruments. Was like we wanted to get back to those. So yeah, it was just like it was like a very natural progression. Like I think the duo helped us learn how to write songs, and we kind of create our own sound and just the chemistry between Dan and I. And like we still write songs on acoustic guitars like that. Like I'm to this day.
Even live streams when we do that.
Yeah, our live streams, like we're back in the Science Club mode.
I was always using chords to like, even though they were like clean sounding, kind of incorporating that and trying to make it heavy with these guys.
Yes.
You know, because it was like if I ever just wrote a riff, it was like we wouldn't do that.
It's so different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it doesn't sound good on acoustic, then we don't use it. Like that's kind of how we. Like it's got to sound heavy on acoustic, and then we know, okay, this is sick. But like heavy and beautiful. Right. Like I don't even know how to explain it.
That though. You guys
That's our thing.
Kinda.
We came up with the name Ready the Prince. Now this is 8 years ago.
Yeah.
But we wanted something with royalty. I was a big Kings of Leon fan at that time. I think that probably had something to do with why we chose Prince. And then I think Dan said it, Ready the Prince, and it was just like we were like, yeah, that's dope. And then we loved the meaning behind it. The king is dead, Ready the Prince, like that just meant a lot to us. And yeah, we just there's something to be said about a king, and we were like, okay, like rock and roll. I don't know. We were 18 at the time. We were just like, that's a fucking sick name.
And wild how much it fit.
Yeah.
Turned out to fit with what's going on now with like New Rock Mafia.
Yeah, exactly. And now we find ways to make it fit.
Right.
We're just like we're figuring out ways or different meanings for the band name all the time. Like I don't know, it's just one of those phrases that it can mean so many different things, and we're still trying to figure out what the hell it means.
Yeah. Driving forces, you kind of mentioned Kings of Leon and stuff for both sides.
For me more than Dan and Jordan, like our drummer at the time, he loved Kings of Leon as well. So
yeah, I was more influenced by like I guess the metal side of things.
Okay.
So like, so like the weird like like Megadeth for example was a big fan of Megadeth, Pantera, bands like that, and then me and Steve were also hugely influenced by this acoustic duo, Rodrigo y Gabriela. And they were just they were also like extremely influenced by metal, so like they kind of brought that stuff to the acoustic, and like that stuff kind of got brought to our stuff a little bit.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. What else?
Well, like everything, like Chili Peppers, like
yeah.
We were also listening to hip hop and R&B. Like I love stuff like that. Like back then, I know John Mayer was a huge influence, which I mean isn't really. It's hard to know. It's hard to hear all our influences in our sound. We actually do have a playlist on Spotify that we made like a while ago, that kind of goes through a few of our influences called Influence the Prince.
Right.
That kind of rhymes. One of the craziest moments, or just this really surreal moment, was the second Jam Factory show, December, what was it, 10th or something, I don't even know, 2018. That second show, like, the first show was great too, but then the second show was the all ages show, and there was like all these like teenagers and stuff that we had never played for before. Like now we know a lot of their names, but at the time like we didn't know who any of these people were, and they all like knew our songs, and they were like reacting to our music in a way that we'd never experienced live before, playing our original music, like rock. It was like, it felt like we'd been playing shows for like 6 years up until that point, but like the way
like
the audience, like it was just like they get it, and they're like screaming in like parts and then like reacting to the riffs, and we're like, holy shit, like, is this the way our songs were supposed to like sound live? Like we didn't even really know until that show, I feel like.
Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely having that energy being kind of thrown back at us was like, was legit a high.
Yeah.
It was like the most insane, surreal feeling.
We'd experienced some stuff, like we'd play shows in Peterborough and stuff like that,
right.
like where like the really small, these really small shows, and there was people there that definitely like did that kind of thing.
Peterborough was definitely the like start of like us seeing that vibe, that energy, and like a scene.
Yeah, but it's a little different when it's an all ages show, and it's just like it was just like, whoa, okay, this is it. That was the night we met. At the time, it was Bay, but Zig Mentality. That was the night we met them. Well, the night before, we literally met them there, and it was just crazy. Like, it was just when three bands are all bringing it, but are completely different sounds, but then at the same time have like this one through line to their sounds as well. That's like, I guess it's just the energy, but
the mentality of the band.
Yeah, exactly. Like. It was just like, I don't know, it just makes a show that much better.
Yeah, and even still, that was like very fresh for us, because we were always kind of used to going on bills that it was like, we didn't necessarily know the band or listen to them before, but the vibes didn't necessarily fit.
Yeah.
So it was just, it doesn't really make for a great overall experience of a show.
Yeah.
But when we did that with the Jam Factory 2 nights in a row, it was like...
seamless.
Yeah.
Wake up.
This is our scene.
Yes.
We finally found our scene.
Exactly.
We've been searching for like 6 or 7 years to that point, and we were just like, wow, because that was always our problem. Like we never meshed with other bands live, and we never found our audience. Like I don't know, it was just like I don't know. I guess our sound was different from whoever else we were playing with. But then we finally found these guys. It's weird because we're not necessarily punk bands. It's not like it's like the full on punk show, and it's not like we're just like rock bands. It's like somewhere in the middle. Plus like there's like obviously sub bass and like I don't know, like a lot of hip hop influence and stuff like that. So it's just like all of that meshed together. It's like. Yeah, I'd say it's like you can't even really put your finger on what it is, and you don't know where it's going, but you know it's going somewhere sick. Like that's just what I think about New York Mafia.
Well, I think the whole community is just, it's so beautiful to be a part of. Like I'm so grateful to be a part of this. Just like not only having like best friends and like Cleo and Zig, but also like having this community and like getting to know all these people that listen to our music, but also like we connect with too in terms of music and all that, and we become friends with them. So
super rare.
yeah, and it's just it's so sick to actually after like 6 or 7 fucking years having a scene, a community that like
fully embracing you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Like Dan can start a Twitch account, and people are there to watch it now and stuff like that. Like just like anything. Like you can do anything, and people actually give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's more just the personal side of it. But like, there's so many sides to it, and who knows where it's going, but yeah, it's not ever gonna stop. It's never gonna end. I don't think, which is good. Rock Mafia never dies.
Yeah.
So. I think everyone's got a different idea of like who's in and who's not. Like obviously, like there's 3 bands who started it, and like we're always gonna do stuff us 3. But it's like, to me, there's just like there's so many bands that are a part of this community and the scene, and like I think that's awesome. That's the whole point. That's the reason why. That's what I had in mind when it was starting. Like, yo, this is an opportunity for so many bands to just like play to a community, and that's what's been happening. Like I see it. Like there's so many different bands like that have like a place that they can like, I don't know, people are gonna listen to their music. They can just put out dope music and people are gonna listen to it. Like first EP they ever put out, you know, like I'm seeing that with bands that are coming out now, and it's like, it's so sick that there's this fan base and this community that is willing, there's not even willing, just like excited to hear like new bands, and like they respect them, and like, and then people in the community are starting bands with each other. And it's like, that's a New York Mafia band. Like, I don't know. Like,
we don't see it as like you're in or you're out.
No, it's not.
It's
not
like come.
Just be cool.
Yeah.
Don't be
because that would actually
weird.
Maybe
Or
play
be
against the idea of it, right? If you were like, you're in, you're not. That
No,
would be
exactly.
Contradicting to the whole
No,
purpose of it, right?
it's not like that.
Exactly,
Like,
exactly.
and I hope people don't think that
Right.
that's the way it is. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's I don't know. I guess it can get a little bit. I don't know. I guess certain fans or certain people in the community have different ideas, so it's hard. Like, and no one really knows because no one's really said like, there's no like official like this is what it is. But actually, I think there might even be an official. I think Clio has something on their website that is. But it's not like, it doesn't go into detail about like, you cannot be a New York Mafia band if you're not one of us. It's like, no, it's, I don't know. Yeah.
We're just the Godfathers. I think in terms of the intricacy with us, I think that's just something that developed over the like long career, I guess, of our band. It was also like, I think that was very much something that like my style added to, and is like
So
eventually.
it was natural.
Yeah,
Right. It wasn't
yeah.
like you guys thought you wanted to have this kind of. Like,
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And even like that was the type of thing, the type of sounds that like Steve would kind of want to hear more in like or stuff like that.
Right.
And we'd like Steve would write a song, and then I would write a part over it, and that part would make it sound completely different, or it would darken it the fuck up, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So that's just what naturally happened, and that's just kind of what we, I guess, accepted as like a signature stamp of ours.
Kind of how it comes together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're also kind of like, Dan and I are kind of, we're not snobs, but when it comes to our own music, we're very like critical of each other. So like, I'll play something and Dan will be like, no, like, I've heard that a million times. Or like, I'll even know, I'll be like, I think this is kind of like, we're to the point where we don't even show each other stuff like that. Like, we only want to write stuff that we feel like sounds like us.
Right.
It sounds new, sounds like creative, sounds intricate. Like, we've come to the point now where we know what that sounds like now. You just know, like, okay, that's different, that's us. But like, and then the other thing about it is, like, I'm the way I sing is like very, it's kind of like poppy. So we can't, we don't write like bright sounding things, like, because my vocals are so kind of bright. So we always lean on like darker chord progressions and darker parts, and that's Dan's specialty because he's. Can I swear on this?
Yeah.
Dan's fucked up. So you guys don't realize Dan's fucked up. No, but the way he plays, the way he writes, he always fucks with shit.
Yeah.
So it's perfect for us because then I can just sing something that's catchier. I don't know, just like my natural, the way I sing.
Yeah.
So like together it creates something.
The sound.
That's the sound, exactly. Like that's literally it.
But it's tough sometimes because I'll write something like too fucked, and
He'll write something too fucked.
and
yeah.
Steve will be like, "Listen, man, I can't sing over that."
But
shit."
we're getting there. Our new
What's wrong?
stuff that people aren't going to hear probably for another 7 years. No, I'm joking. Hopefully soon. But like we're getting to the point now where I'm learning how to write over some of Dan's weirder shit. And to me, like that's really exciting because now we're kind of going into a new
round.
yeah, and like we're doing shit that's even more creative, getting more of Dan's influences involved, which is cool because I think Dan has a lot of unique influences.
In terms of writing parts, that like vocals and stuff, I generally leave to Steve
Right,
because
yeah.
he's very much like it has to kind of feel natural for him.
Dan kind of speaks through his guitar
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
That's just the way
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Recently we've been going over lyrics. Like I don't know. It's always good for me to just kind of get it out on paper, and then like, you know, like I don't know. But we do definitely talk about themes and stuff like that for songs, and we go over stuff like that. Like he's definitely helped me with that. And vocals, like I'll just write my vocals usually, just like how Dan will usually write his guitar parts. But I don't know. It's still very collaborative.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll have like an idea for like a hook that Steve wrote. Like maybe let's not end it like this, but like try something different for
Right.
this or something. You
Right.
know?
Like our thing is like if we can please each other,
Right.
it's gonna be good.
Exactly.
Like we just have gotten to that point where we just trust
It's
that.
not necessarily like you do this and you do this. Well, it is, but it's like if you have a way to make this
Yeah.
better, fucking tell me.
Yeah, exactly. Like
It's vice versa too. It's like Steve has written guitar parts that I've used that I don't like. People don't know that
Right.
are actually a part that Steve wrote.
Right.
So that's just kind of the dynamic.
but he'll usually make it better. He'll usually change. Like I'll be like, Dan, okay, here's like the idea, like make it better, and he just does because he just can. Like he just knows how to make it. He knows how to get it to his level of like this is sick. Because like I'm a bass player. Like I don't know, like getting better. I think at writing guitar parts. I don't know. Lyrics are definitely the hardest part though for me. Like I'm more of a melody. Naturally like a melody person, so the lyrics are like the thing that I struggle with because to me like melodies are very like you know when you have the right melody, but like lyrics it's like really tough to be like is this the right
It's
lyric?
gonna sit well with people.
Like yeah, because like anyone like not a lot of people know how to sing or like write melodies, but everyone knows how to write. You know, at least most people know how to like read. So it's like, and like they know what words mean. Like I don't know. So it's like you're kind of going up against like I don't know.
I hear you.
It's just tougher. I don't know. There's just so
a
many
higher,
options.
A higher maybe.
Yeah.
Expectancy, whatever, because it's like obviously more people can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just like, what do these lyrics mean to me? Because like it's gonna mean something to someone else. Because like I don't know.
Right.
But also I think what's tough about the way I write is a lot of the times I write with certain vowel sounds that like I'm kind of restricted to certain words sometimes. Like I can't just sing any word. Like it has to sing well too with the melody.
Right.
So that's the big challenge. That's why it takes me a long time sometimes to really find lyrics.
That makes sense, yeah.
And then sometimes the lyrics need to be super simple, and then you're like, okay, like that's a really simple lyric, like, but does it have the emotion that I'm singing behind it? It's just like this weird kind of fucking thing you gotta find that like, okay, yeah, that's it. That's the
It
lyric.
just clicks.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
always so hard to like, yeah.
after doing it for this long, you just kind of know, I guess.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But still, it's tough.
Sometimes, but that's the thing. Sometimes it can be hard to read it. Not read in terms of like read, but like what was I gonna say? It's like Steve had this lyric in a new song that we wrote that just kind of came out, and I was like, man, like I think that's lame. I think the lyric is completely lame. But the more and more he kept singing it and delivered it, and you think about how simple it is, but how like the audience would like react to it, like yelling it back in your face. It's like, okay, yeah, it's perfect.
Definitely comes with experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta know that line. You're like, okay, this lyric is really simple and might not seem that cool, but it's like in the context of the song and in the melody, it's like nothing else could fit there.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. Like
I definitely.
for example, like one of my favorite bands is a band called Phoenix, and they're French. They don't speak English. Well, I mean, I think they do a little bit, but like, and so their lyrics are really unique because like they sing songs in English, so but like you could just tell sometimes you're like, okay, like anyone whose like mother tongue is English would never write that.
Yes.
But that's what's cool about it.
Yes.
So that's the thing about like lyric writing. It could not even make sense and it could be cool.
Yeah.
So there's just no rules to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were younger, that's what we used to do. We used to make stupid videos with each other.
We all went to an art school, high
Yeah.
school as well, so that definitely contributed to that.
Dan's a way better actor than I am. I can't keep a straight face.
No, you can't.
I literally
You really
laugh all
can't.
the time. Dan's a very good actor.
I'm alright.
He's great.
Thanks.
He's good.
Because you did it.
He's an actual actor. Yeah.
I was like, I went.
He's in drama.
I went, like, because it was grade 7 to grade 12. That was the school. So when we went in grade 7, I went for drama, got in, and then I didn't discover the guitar until I was in like grade 8, and then I was still in drama because it was easy. And there was not
You're
necessarily.
such a good actor.
I was like, why not? But and there was nothing like guitar courses or any of that in our high school. It was all like strings, violin, cello,
Yeah.
all that stuff. So that didn't really interest me.
Mhm.
But I mean, the only thing I would have regretted in terms of that would be, I guess, just knowing the music stuff earlier on. But
Yeah,
good.
but I think you're also just potentially more creative because you're not as musically trained.
Right.
Which is awesome about Dan.
I just follow my ear, you know. I just what sounds good to me, what sounds weird to me, what sounds dark to me, and I'm like, okay, this is dope.
We definitely like acting and being in our music videos. It just all depends on what the idea is. Like, we just happen to have some pretty funny ideas for some of the videos, and I think for our newer stuff, like obviously Regicide, we did the animation. Shout out to Shoy Boy. So we're definitely going into a new kind of place with like our videos. I don't know
Yeah.
if we're gonna keep like the silly stuff up. Maybe we will. I think we're trying to do something a little different right now. We're kind of trying to tell a bit of a story, and yeah, we're just continuing to kind of explore different ways of showing like who we are in our band. So we'll see though. I mean, we'd love to do.
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah, we'll definitely, if we have a good idea for a video and it fits with the song and we gotta act in it, it's like, let's go. We need to be
Yeah, we're
fucking scary demons. We'll be that.
Jumping on
Absolutely.
So funny. How much did you run in the video for Double Love?
Good question, Connor. No one's ever asked this. I was sore for
Oh, really?
a week after that.
Really? Because you kind of run though a bit. Don't
I
you?
run, but we were sprinting on this thing. So
And you had to sing.
So Dan was actually on the ground, like clicking, like he was the one
'cause
pushing that shit higher, like
Because
pushing.
we like
the-
dismantled the thing, and then I had the control board on the floor.
Yeah, he was turning up the fucking speed, like because how the video works is it slowly got faster and faster.
Oh, yeah.
So Dan was the one doing that, and the guy we were working with, his name was Mark. He was awesome, but he made us do so many takes, full song. Like we would do a full song. I was sprinting and then I was screaming. Like I was actually screaming. So not only was I sprinting, I was screaming.
Yeah.
Even the slow mo part was really weird because I think I had to do it like twice as fast or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
So that was
To
crazy
stay
too.
on. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Like legit.
So yeah, it's one of those videos where it's just like, this video is only gonna be sick because of how hard this is to do. So hopefully people appreciate
That
it.
was dope. Yeah.
Oh, we've been chatting about that.
Yeah.
There are definitely conversations being had. We definitely an appointment with the doctor will be hopefully Dr. Jig. I don't know if they heard you say that. Yeah, no, I mean definitely.
It's on the radar.
That's totally on the radar. Totally something we'd love to do. Like
You like the sound that's being kind of brought out? I feel like it's becoming kind of like a little bit of a staple. Kind
Totally.
Of sound and stuff.
totally. I think we're kind of like we're very different in terms of like the three bands. Like I think we're
Right.
more different in terms of like how we write.
Yeah.
Well, not even how we write, more just like the sound, how we sound on like recordings. Because there's a lot more of like the intricacies between the bass and the guitar, and it's not necessarily I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain it, but I still think Jig would do a great job with our music. So I don't know, I think it would be awesome to see, because that's the thing about Jig. It's like he's very like experienced with all different types of music. Like if you talk to him about music, like, and he really loves our sound, and he always has awesome things to say about our sound, and I know he'd do a great job, and he'd love to like experiment with us. Yeah, it's not like he would try and make us sound like Zig or something like that. Like,
yeah, it would definitely sound very different.
Yeah.
Like if we recorded with him in their basement.
Yeah.
Like compared to their stuff.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, after you expected to have a similar thing, but it's like.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there might be a few things about it that might be similar, but we'll have to see it. And I do think our newest music would, like, we have some songs that would definitely fit better with that.
Okay, fair enough.
Too, because I mean we've like obviously been influenced by New Rock Mafia, so we're definitely writing stuff.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That is like, thank you, Daniel.
Little bit.
BMF.
Yeah.
Gotta throw a BMF in.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we were doing BMFs before
Yeah.
BMFs,
Yeah.
but now it's like really.
It's like a focus.
Now
Like,
you
one
know,
focus,
okay,
yeah.
BMF's time.
We need this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
For anyone that doesn't know, what is Teena?
If you don't know,
You got
You don't
no
have it.
Teena.
That's my favorite song.
you don't know. What did you say?
You got no Teena.
Oh, okay, sorry. Let's try it again. Cut. Cut. If you don't know,
You got no Teena.
don't use that one.
No.
That was so bad. No, it's I totally made it up. Just completely made up thing. It's just like
But it's like
there was no word for it, so I used Teena. Cause okay, Teena was the random song title we have for this song that we had been writing for 2 years that Dan never liked. I'd always be like, Dan, what about Teena? But it sounded nothing like the version we have now. So, but he knows, like, I don't know, man, I really like that
that
one.
version sucked.
And then we basically wrote a whole new version, but like we just kept calling it Teena. And then when it came to write the lyrics, I was like, so I was just spitting, obviously, on that track. And then I was like, fuck it, like I'm throwing the song title in here. And I was like, you got no fucking Teena, like that's it. And then
No choice.
in my head, I was like, okay, this is the song, so what does this song represent? And that's what Teena represents. And then I realized there's not really a word for that.
Right.
And that's basically just like, like courage, fearlessness,
It's attitude.
confidence, attitude. It's just basically like that song is just basically one of my many fuck yous to anyone who doesn't think that I can do what I want to do with my life, basically. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, growing up as a musician, like your parents, like me and Dan, like we love our parents, like they're supportive, but at the same time, like they never really believed in us doing this. Like they just don't see it as a real thing that you do with your life. Like you don't pursue music and you're not gonna make it. You know what I mean? But it's like we don't really give a fuck about that. And it's also just like it's not just about that, but yeah, I don't know. It's something that we've just been pressured our whole lives, kind of thing, since the beginning of this band. So yeah, Teena was just like I guess an outpouring of
What got you through?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's from day one. Like we've had lots of Teena,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, exactly.
Because and we still have it. Because like, I don't know, we don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like this is what we do. This is what we love to do. We do it because we love it. We're not doing it because we get paid whatever amount of money to do it, or because like people think that like that's cool. I don't know. Especially when we were a lot younger, it was like we didn't go to like university and stuff like that in college, and it was just like at that age, like that was like unheard of. Like everyone, like if you didn't go, it was like, what are you doing with your life then? But it was just like, well, no, we're fucking playing music because that's what we love to do. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's something that I wish more people had, because I think a lot of people they don't pursue their dreams because they're afraid, But I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, we just want to like do what we love and be happy. So that's Yeah, that's Teena. That's the long explanation. So Charlotte and Schuyler, they're like the two unofficial Ready the Prince members. They're us two and them two. That's like our team, you know, and you too, Connor. Yeah, just like the artists, the people that we work with, they just have a huge part of, like, not necessarily musically, but just like the visual aspect of our sound, and it's grown. Like Charlotte has always been there since the RTP EP. Like she did that artwork,
Right.
and then she did all the singles we did from Torn Up on. She's done. So the only thing she didn't do was the Note to Self EP. That was me, but she did RTP EP and then all the singles, and so for this most recent stuff, we kind of just gave her the keys to the car. We were like, Charlotte, you've been doing this stuff for us. Like, just do your thing. Like, make something. Like, and we told her the themes. Like, we told her with the song. Like, we sent her the songs. We sent her the lyrics.
We had a couple ideas too.
Like, we gave her an idea.
Yeah.
A little bit of an idea, because we've just been working with her for so long, so we know, like, I just know, like, how much to give her, and then, like, and like, you want to, like, an artist as amazing as her, like, you want to let her have that freedom, you know. So just like, it's about finding that perfect amount of, like, information to give her, but you don't want to give her too much because you want her to just do her thing. So that's what happened with this. So I don't know. I don't want to necessarily give it away because there's still a third single that needs to come out after. I'm assuming this interview will be happening after our second single, Pray. So yeah, after or before, but people will know that that's the song title. And then there's a third single, and then you'll kind of see how the artwork's kind of
cohesive.
Yeah, exactly, how it all works together. And then Schuyler, maybe you want to talk about Schuyler.
Yeah, and then we got Schuyler involved because we wanted to do, because he's worked with like animation and all that stuff before, and
not too much though.
Not too much.
That was like one of his first.
Right, but he's an
artist.
He's an artist.
He's been an artist for years. He went to our high school.
Right.
So yeah, that's how we knew him, through high school, and then we were like, he had a couple of already some cool I already said that, like looping animations.
Yeah.
And we were like, you know what, like, could you do like this crazy idea of this animated video that just kind of like shifts through all these themes or whatever? And he was like, yeah, man, let's do it.
He made it way sicker. Like, we thought it was gonna be like this one loop basically, right. And then he's just the type of guy where it's like he's really confident in himself. So when he's like, oh yeah, no, I'll just do that, and then like he wants it to be great. So like he kept kind of pushing the envelope with like the idea, and then eventually he was like, guys, I'm making a full on fucking animation. Like that's basically what it ended up. We're like, okay, dude, like here we go.
And it was still super collaborative because it was like he had the ideas, and then we kind of told him ideas that could be cool with it too. Like we had some different themes before with it, but we were like, you know, maybe let's not do that. Let's go more towards this approach. Right. And then like, because the song was Regicide, it kind of, the whole King is Dead theme kind of came up with that, and then that inspired it further. Yeah,
and Dan and Schuyler are like really influenced by anime, and they like love watching it. So like, it's really awesome that we can kind of get those influences into our band now. And we're just kind of, that's what I mean by like, we're just kind of rolling, and we're just kind of seeing where everything takes us now, and it's really cool. And like, especially with the lockdown and everything, it's like the perfect time to be doing like animated stuff because we can't really meet up as much and all that. So yeah,
and it's also cool because now we're incorporating what Charlotte made with
shorter
stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
it's all tying together.
Because before it was like with the singles, we kind of had like, we always had the like, okay, let's do a color, and then let's have the one central kind of art theme picture that's going on. But then this, it's just like, now that we added Schuyler, there's like this whole kind of bigger picture cohesiveness that we brought into it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we're really excited.
And we're just like slowly kind of like building on it. Like it's not even that we necessarily knew that this was going to happen. Like we're just kind of slowly building and just Zoom call after Zoom call, just chatting about it and figuring it out, and just like, it's just being creative. Like it's just a lot of fun for us to just, I don't know, and our music really fits with a lot of different themes, and especially like the animated stuff. I think our music fits with it really well. So it's like, it's cool. I don't know. It gives the music more meanings, and it's fun for me, especially as a lyricist, and just to kind of think about the songs in different ways now. And we just like really like break down the lyrics and like what these songs really fucking mean, even though we didn't know necessarily at the time. So yeah, it's cool. Oh, come on. You're really asking? No, I'm joking.
Fuck this.
Get out of here.
Restart. What happened, Jordan?
Yes, I have a couple. Yeah, but essentially that's kind of we just cut to the chase.
Well, he decided to leave the band, and Dan and I fully supported his decision to leave the band, because that's what he needed to do for himself, and yeah, like that's really what it comes down to, you know, like this band has been going on for a long time, and we're lucky that like we've lasted this long. And in the past, like Jordan's been in and out of the band before, so it wasn't really anything of a shock for me and Dan. We just love playing with Jordan, and there's a lot of natural chemistry because we've known him since we were kids. Like we went to high school with him as well, and so, and he was the first drummer of Ready the Prince. So there's always been, I don't know, like we started the band with him, you know. So it's just there's always that beautiful chemistry, and but yeah, he needed to just move on and do his thing and go in any new direction with his life. So
I think it's kind of important maybe for people to know that it wasn't, you know, bad blood. Or
oh
anything.
no,
Definitely
You know,
not at
it's
all,
like
man.
a
Definitely not.
yeah.
I still play Rocket League with the guy occasionally.
There you go.
No, yeah, it sucks because of lockdown. Like we haven't really been able to see him, and like, well, we haven't really been able to see anyone. But like, I don't know. Like it's hard being in a band, man. Especially as you get into your late 20s now. We are. It's just like obviously we're not making, you know, money to support ourselves fully off this band, you know. So it's stuff like that. Like it just depends on what your goals are and what you can sacrifice in your life for how long. You know what I mean? Dan and I have always kind of had the same mindset, though. It's like this is what we want to do no matter what. Like maybe that'll change one day, you know. Maybe Dan will leave the band too, and then the band will end. Because without Dan, there's no Ready the Prince. Yeah. Or maybe I'll just be like, you know what, Dan, fuck this shit. But that's not gonna happen, I promise. But no, it's just like, it's just like that's the thing, man. I don't know. It's just like,
Shit happens.
I think this band will last forever, but it will. Maybe it won't.
Let's just say we've been tested.
We've been
tested hard.
Every test you can throw at a band, we've had it. But that's why we're still here, you know? So that's the key. Like, you just never stop. We have each other. We're lucky, you know? Like, I don't know. Well, I'm just lucky we have what we have.
Yeah,
Dan and
it's
I.
just when you share the burden with someone, it's it does make it easier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, in
There's
terms
also
of...
another-
There's another drummer, yeah. So Stefan Lobis, he was the drummer on the RTP EP. So he wrote the drums on that whole entire EP. And then he also wrote the initial drums for Cliff Diver and Dead Roads. And PB&J.
Yeah, right.
PB&J is a new song, but there's actually an old song.
Yeah, we
It's actually
technically
an old
wrote those songs.
Okay.
We wrote PB&J a long time ago. That was like 2015 shit.
Wow.
Yeah. So he actually wrote those songs with us, and then but Jordan drummed on the
Right,
recordings.
right.
The only recordings Stefan drummed on were RTP EP, and then there's a guy named Brad who actually recorded. He recorded drums for Torn Up and All the Love. So yeah, but certain drums, like certain songs, Jordan will have a more like he will like come in and like his drums will change the whole song, or they'll be like, we'll be like, hey, play this type of beat or something. But he's the type of drummer you just be like, yo, play like this kind of beat, and he'll just play it, and he's got his own style, and it just works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like that's the type of those are the drummers we like to work with. Brad's the
Right.
same way, where it's like with Brad, you just tell him like, okay, here's kind of the vibe, and then just let him do his thing.
Let the artistry flow out.
These guys are pros.
Yeah.
These guys are drummers.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's different, you know. I don't know. Drums are one of those instruments you could just hop on. You know what I mean? At least with our band, it's like we can have different drummers, and the sound is still there. But it's like if you can't switch out the guitar in our band because it's so, I don't know. But I also just think drums not being a melodic instrument probably helps with that. I think we're gonna try putting together like some demos on our own. Just like we can do just stuff on like Logic.
Right.
But really, what it comes down to is like we're just gonna kind of put a skeleton together, and then when we get into the studio, when we have a guy like Brad come in and record it, he's just gonna lay down.
Yeah, we're not gonna be super strict with like no, it has to be this boom boom
As
clap
you
clap
said.
boom.
Yeah.
It's not the catalyst of the song, as if like the guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's always been, drums have always been more, I don't know, I guess more of an accompaniment to what we're doing, but it's still obviously very important. It's still a trio. It's like if you just put a fucking badass drummer back there, like they're gonna do sick shit and it's gonna work as long as it's like the energy that we like. But with that being said, we are very specific with drummers that we can work with. Like we cannot work with very many. Like we've had auditions like it just does not feel right. Like they have to have this certain thing to their sound.
Yeah,
They have to have certain
exactly.
singer, bro.
Well, like that's the thing. Like we've had like an incredible drummer or two come in, and they're like legit still to this day probably some of the best drummers I've ever seen or played with. But it's just like it wasn't right.
It wasn't right, and they
Right.
couldn't be our drummer. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Rock drums is such a specific thing too. Like, I don't know. It doesn't matter how much you went to school or how technical you are. Like, if you can't bring it live, like you can't be a rock drummer. You know, or with that being said, is like the thing about our sound is like you can't just be a rock drummer to fit in our sound because you also have to know how to groove in certain ways, and so you really have to have it all to play.
Yeah, no, straight up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Send us a tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just send it to us.
And it's a lot easier now too, in a sense, because we're not really meeting up a lot. So it's like we don't necessarily need a drummer right now to play shows.
Fair. Yeah,
But we'll figure it out. We'll always have someone that play. We call it Ian Fraser, as long as he's not on tour.
Who's that?
He's played shows with us before.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
he's played a show or two.
whoever can hop back there and play.
Like you said, it's really the timing of everything is kind of great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, at the end, the longer you go as a band, you realize like there's never like someone could leave the band at any moment. You just deal with it.
Yeah.
Like we did get lucky though this time for sure. Like, but it's not like we're frantically searching for a drummer. It's not like we need a drummer to keep going. Like, we're just gonna keep going, man. There's certain bands like when they go in the studio, obviously they're going to be in the most expensive studio. They're going to have as much time as they want. It's going to be really comfortable. Blah blah blah. So I mean, for them, yeah, it is big and glamorous. There is the tour buses, but for us, it's like no. It's like we're in vans. We're sleeping wherever the fuck we can sleep. Like whatever, you know. Like that's just the way it is. But that's just, I don't know. I think people who actually know, I guess it's hard to know what's going on behind closed doors, really.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
so.
There's just still no money. That's just
Right.
we'll be in a studio, but it's like we're not necessarily comfortable in that studio in the sense of like time sometimes. So it's like we can only afford to get this much in the studio.
Yeah. We've never recorded not like on a hardcore time.
Right.
But we always finish early.
Right.
Anytime we go in the
Somehow,
studio,
yeah.
we always end up fucking finishing early. So, but like, yeah, I think I don't know. I think it's there's really awesome parts, surreal parts, and then there's parts that like it just depends on what your outlook is. Like, it's still awesome for us. I don't give a fuck if we're sleeping on on a floor or whatever. I don't know, man. It's all how you look at it, and I think that's kind of the biggest lesson any band can learn from starting out to like how do you last as a band if you don't like make it. It's just like you just gotta like be grateful
Exactly.
that you get to play for people and that you have people who do love your music. And that's the only thing that should ever keep you going. Like,
Yeah, because there's nothing glamorous about it.
if you're doing it for the money, you're doing it for the wrong reason. So if you have to stop because you're not getting paid enough money, then it's like I don't know, you're not doing it for the right reasons, in my opinion. So.
And on tour too, it's so hard to be healthy in a way. Because
Yeah,
it's like
really
there's no one necessarily like giving you these healthy meals at specific times every night. Blah blah blah. Okay, sometimes the show starts in
Yeah.
half an hour. We have to eat something quick, or we have to go to a gas station and get a couple of sandwiches.
Just to
Or,
hold you over.
Yeah.
exactly, it's just
Bands
you gotta
bands
go
do
through
go through a lot of shit people don't know, like the long drives, like driving through the night, driving through storms, like we don't sleep, like you sacrifice a lot, but then when you're on stage, it's worth it, you
Yes.
know, and
Exactly.
then the love you feel from the people who love your music, it's like, and I think the true fans really do appreciate, and they know all that stuff that goes into it, you
For
know,
sure.
so it's worth it. Like I think for the most part, you earn the respect that you get from fans,
Yeah.
and you earn the praise, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's just your outlook, man. Like,
It's as awesome as you make it.
exactly,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah.
It's like anything in life.
Yeah, right.
Go into it to just, it's a journey, man. It's a beautiful journey, and like you need to struggle. Like if you're not
Wow.
struggling, like what are you
Yeah.
doing?
You're
Like
not
that's
learning,
life.
not learning.
Exactly, man. Like you have to struggle because there's lows and highs, and that's
And then even if you
life,
do
man.
make it, it's not like the struggling ends.
my whole thing too. Is like, why isn't it fucking cool to like be a band that never plays like arenas? Like to me, that's cool too.
Totally.
Like
Respect.
that's fucking cool. Like I don't know, man. Like we are cool with being like quote unquote underrated. You know, we get messages from people sometimes being like, I can't believe you guys aren't big. Like, obviously, it would be great to like know that we can like support ourselves fully off of music, but like I think we're gonna get there one day, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like we're still young guys. We're still working at it. Like we'll get there. We just got to keep putting in more work. We're just not good enough yet. That's how I see it. You know, like it's just that's what it means. If you choose the life of an artist, like that's what you got to be prepared for. You got to be prepared to struggle your whole life. That's I don't know. If you don't want to struggle, go get a real job. Sorry, cut that.
This guy just Vince Vaughn laughed right at the end of this most serious shit.
I've been hopped up in this house for too long.
Hilarious.
We're like a great example of a band who like is doing it, but like shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Like, why haven't they stopped yet? You know what I mean?
It's like they're still going.
Like, yeah.
Why?
But it's worth it. But it's worth it. It's totally worth
Right.
it. We get to make music knowing people are gonna hear
Yeah.
it. Like, how fucking cool is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Knowing that people are excited for it.
Yeah.
What else can you ask for, man?
Yeah.
Like, that's what motivates you to practice. That's what motivates you to write better songs. Because we're writing for people. We know these people are gonna hear it. People we know personally now. You know, it's fucking cool, man.
That is very cool.
That's meaningful shit. Oh man.
Probably be a tennis star. No, I'm kidding. Maybe ping pong, but I think for me, like technically my dream before was like acting.
Mm.
So I think just I'd still probably end up doing something with entertainment or
I
something.
think you'd be fucking doing Twitch video gaming.
That's what I am.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think you are doing something. But
Yeah.
like, cause that's not really music, you know? Like, I think your love for video game stuff. I mean, I'm not trying to answer the question for you.
I think you already did.
But, cause I'm just like, I don't have an answer, but I kind of have an answer at the end. Just cause like, I don't really have an answer. Like, I love, when I was a kid, I used to love like football and stuff, but I'm just not athletic enough to actually make it in. But like, I don't know, I guess if I really, really worked at it. Because I mean, I feel like you can take the same approach to like sports as you can to like art. The tricky thing about sports though is like, if you get injured or something like that, like you can really, but like, I mean, I don't know, when there's a will, there's a way. Like maybe I could have fucking played some type of, you know, some type of something. But I don't know. I was super young when I wanted to do that, so.
So maybe sports if it was.
Maybe sports. Something, I think it would have been something that you need Teena for.
Right.
So that's my answer. Like, so maybe another art form. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Maybe, you know.
What did you go to college for again?
Dan, don't bring that up, man.
Like, what did you go there for? I'm just.
He always loves bringing this up.
I'm not gonna.
Thank you for
I went to college for an undeclared major.
Okay.
I went to college because my parents wanted me to go. I didn't. It wasn't. Okay. I didn't last very long. Let's leave it at that.
It's okay. It's good. It's fine. It's part of our journey, brother.
What does that even mean?
Exactly. It's the one thing I got in for.
So it's just like a general.
Listen, we're just gonna put you
It's
here.
just
and
like-
we're gonna take your money.
It's just like exactly like whatever, man. Just we'll take your fucking thousands of dollars. It's fine. Yeah.
What do you guys want? Is there a milestone you guys want to hit?
oh man, we want to fucking release a goddamn album.
True.
That's definitely like,
Fair
we
enough.
definitely want to finally do an album because like that's the one thing that's like kind of fucked up if you think about our history. It's like we still haven't done an album. That's like kind of fucked up. But I mean, it's just the way it is. Trying to be a band and like paying for your own recordings, it's just like that shit's expensive, man. So, and we don't record ourselves, so it's
Yeah.
harder for us to do. But yeah, that's definitely a milestone for me. I think our goals have changed since we were kids, man. When we were 18, 19, we obviously wanted to be playing fucking festivals and being like, you know, hot shit. But now it's just like, we're just like, it's not about that. We just want to put out, I think it's just more like the music that we want to put out. Like we just want to, like we have some fucking great music that we're working on. We want to put together, we just want to put that shit out, record that well. Like our goals are based on like, we want our music to sound fucking really good and the way we've always wanted it because we're still searching for that. And of course we want to tour as much as possible. Like, man, put us on the road the whole year, we'll do it, you know. Like we want to play to all these people who we've like met online who are from all these different countries. Like that's the goal. It's like somehow play for them. Because there's just people who have been supporting us for so many years now, and it's like,
Yeah, just having them come to a show and singing the lyrics
Yeah.
of our songs back at us.
doesn't matter if there's them and their buddy or whoever is there. Like as long as we're playing for them, that's the goal. You know, play for the people who care. That's it. Yeah.
I've been checking out the Effins' new stuff.
Oh yeah, the Effins.
Really loving the stuff they've been releasing.
Yeah, the Effins, Dear God, the OBGMs, all fucking awesome Toronto bands.
Mile End.
Mile End,
They've been really
really
dope.
awesome. Deep
Yeah.
Six, yeah. Then you get to the States, like Riot Course. They're like a new band that I've been loving. Man, there's so many.
Did you
Yeah.
notice a bit of we kind of talked about this a bit of a surge because of the Rock Mafia stuff a little bit, do you think?
Man, I think so. I hope we've had a positive.
I think so.
Influence.
I mean, I feel like there have been like we've been seeing bands like come forth and being like we've been influenced by this movement by all three bands and like we think what you're doing is really cool.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So I don't know. I think it's pretty inspiring in a sense to like kind of see this community grow and like be like, yo, I would love to be a part of that or be a part of something similar to that, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we've definitely seen that. Bands from the UK even, stuff like that. And that's fucking awesome, man. Like, if any band is listening to our music and getting inspired by it and like, or like starting a band because like we're one of the bands that they listen to and they're like, I want to do that, like, man, that's fucking, that's what it's about.
Right, exactly.
That's,
if there's
That's what it's
ever
about.
if there's ever any doubt, you think about those things or some of those messages and it's just like
I hear that a lot.
yeah, dude. That kind of stuff, you're like, yeah, well, I mean, this is obviously what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
yeah.
No matter what,
Yes,
you know what I
definitely,
mean? Like,
definitely.
this is meaning something to somebody.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Helping some-
well, we got some new music. We're just trying to get in the studio. So, but yeah, I mean, we definitely have another single to drop. So that's gonna happen. And other than that, we're gonna get back in the studio because we got some badass music that we want to put out
Yeah.
that we really like.
Yeah, we're just in the midst of kind of releasing this package
Yeah, this
project
COVID
that
COVID release.
that we're doing right now. But after that, yeah, we just got to get in the studio and we really want to show you guys like these songs that we're working on because they're
You guys feel like this next wave of shit is like
Yeah,
Oh,
man,
it's
it's
like-
just like it's us being like, okay, this is ain't
It's
nobody ready for this.
it's us giving less fucks than we already have.
Exactly. It's just like, yeah, and it's also just like us like at our peak like abilities. You know what I mean? It's like I've never been able to sing like this. Like, you know, Dan's writing, Dan's playing. It's just like we're getting to these levels where we're like, okay, like
You're in your bag.
we're getting there now, and it's like, and now we're writing this stuff, and it's like, man, I can't wait to record this shit and like just have people hear this shit, and then obviously play it live. I mean, whatever the fuck we're allowed to do that, but let's not even talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd probably say world.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Okay?
I don't know, man.
Enough of the bullshit.
I feel like we've already said it in this interview, but like, just fucking. If you want to be a musician, if you want to be an artist, fucking do it. Believe in yourself. It's worth it. And we're telling you from experience, like, I don't know, man, that shit makes you happy, truly.
Yeah.
And then the people who aren't artists but who love it, like, thank you. Like, those people support us. So yeah, thank you to anyone who listens to us and supports us.
Yeah, and be cool with failing, man. Because it's like...
Yeah.
Because that's, not to sound like Yoda here, but that's the greatest teacher, you know? It's like, if you don't fail and then give up on it because of this and this and this, it's like, we've been at this for like 8 years, you know? We've definitely have failed a lot. Huh?
Longer if you count Science Club.
Well, tell them then, Steve.
Almost 10 years now.
Yeah,
10 years,
well,
dude. 10 years.
I'm just in denial at this
Yeah.
point. But my point is don't falter.
No, we gotta make mistakes. We've made so many mistakes, so just keep making mistakes. Like, be down for the mistakes. And stop trying to chase fame and money and that shit. Like, I don't know, like, that shit is not worth anything. Like, it's just keep it about the art and about the music and about the people.
Love your craft, get good at it, and then shit will come soon.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah. If you're fucking dedicated to what you do,
Your time will come.
yeah, your time will come, because eventually it's gonna be great. Like, and be honest, be real. Like,
Yeah.
just be real as fuck, because people, if you speak from the heart, people are gonna hear that shit and feel that shit in their heart. I don't know, something like that. I forget. I've heard a quote like that from an artist I love.
You should
I thought I was thinking about it this morning. That's why I wanted to say it. That was the worst message in the world ever.
Just kind of sign out and just say where you can find you guys like online and
Fuck.
whatnot. Where can you find us?
www. Remember they used to be www. Remember they used to do that much music?
I don't know.
www.readytheprince.com.
I blacked out what happened.
Sign up for a fucking mailing list.
Yeah.
Because maybe we'll fucking email you something. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
we won't. Maybe we won't use it for a year and then use it, because we've done that too. But maybe we will use it. We'll figure it out.
Cut.
YouTube, Instagram, Twitter.
Ready to
Fuck all that shit.
But
Follow us though.
yeah. Spotify, Apple Music. Where else are we on?
Do you want me to pull out the list?
They want to know.
DistroKid gave us a list of all the things we're on.
Oh.
Follow Dan on Twitch.
All the create like Deezer.
The DSP list. Follow Dan on Twitch.
Pradapoo.
Follow me in your heart. Give me a follow. And that was the worst thing I ever said.
But it's like double click.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You'll find us. Just keep fucking looking.
Ready, Prince.
Ready the Prince.